Hello again. This film's about paving the way to university, showing you the essential steps if you're a high school student and how to get to UK university. So, why aim for a UK university in the first place? Well, they are places of world renowned cutting edge research, and they have a wide mix of academic programs and unique learning experiences. It's different to what you've experienced at school, especially if you're not from the UK. But even if you are a UK high school student, being at university is really a great experience because it also offers you an opportunity for growth in terms of you as a person. You'll meet new people, you'll be challenged, you'll be required to live independently, but also professionally. You'll learn new skills that are useful when you come to get a job after you graduate. Also, you'll get global recognition um, by studying a UK degree. They're really seen as useful and important when you go and get a job in another country. And why do UK universities look for? Well, they look for, firstly and paramountly, strong academic performance, i.e., how good are your grades? Really, that's what it boils down to. And of course, relevant subjects that you've studied at school, things like A levels or the equivalent qualifications that are relevant to the course you want to study at university, but also consider or university staff when they look at your application will look at your personal statement. And a personal statement is where you showcase, you sort of explain your interests and reasons why you're motivated to go to university and study a particular course. They'll also look at what your teachers think about you, and they'll use references from your teachers that hopefully highlight your strengths and your potential for graduating at the university and your future career. And if you're a non native English speaker, then your English language level will be important as well. So there are three things I think that help you master the basics here, and it's consistent effort in terms of your day-to-day living, how you prepare for your classes, and how you actually perform in with respect to your homework and assignments. And I think you can help yourself here by thinking about your daily habits. For example, have regular study sessions, about 1 or 2 hours per subject per day, if you can fit that into your high school schedule. You've got classes to go to, you've got homework periods at school, you've got to eat, you've got to sleep and do things like that, of course. But that requires good time management. So look at different techniques, things like the Pomodoro technique. If you don't know what that is, look online. And other things can help as well, which might not be immediately obvious, but where and how you study, the sort of environment, the place in which you study. Is it conducive? Is it encouraging you to study well? Or is it full of distractions and disturbances? How you prepare for class as well. When you go to class and you're listening and watching your teachers, are you actually listening actively, or are you just sat there kind of daydreaming in a sort of passive way? So, active listening and active learning requires things like you taking notes, you asking questions, you taking part in discussions in the classroom that your teacher is leading. But also discussions with your peers, your classmates in that class can help you learn as well. And of course, then it comes down to your homework and assignments, which need to be done on time and obviously to the best of your ability without cheating or copying from other people. And even if you've not done so well in previous homework, you've probably got feedback from your teachers. And if you haven't used that feedback properly, if you haven't even read that feedback, I strongly suggest you go and read that feedback, because it will give you suggestions on how to improve your homework in the future. Also, if you're thinking about going to a UK university, you need to make some strategic decisions in the sort of subjects you study at the higher levels of high school, so senior high school, if you're in a country like America, but also in the UK, if you're a student at school here, you choose, for example, A levels or other qualifications that are relevant to your desired university course. So, for example, if you want to do medicine, you might choose A levels in biology, chemistry, and physics. But you need to balance that with your own strengths, your own interests, and your passions for that subject. And think about what grade you really need, and try and set ambitious, but counter that with being realistic targets for those grades in each of your subjects, and track your progress. Adjust your study plan accordingly. If your grades aren't high enough, then perhaps you need to concentrate more on that particular subject in order to boost that biology score or the chemistry score to enable you to get into university when you finished with your A levels. And it's also a good idea to do what are called extracurriculars, that are things outside of the classroom, because universities, especially where courses are very popular, have to decide who to let in. Who looks the best candidate for being able to graduate and be a well-rounded student when throughout the course? So they look at things like, what has this applicant student been doing outside the class that are linked to the sort of course they want to study at university. It shows how keen you are. For example, if you're doing medicine and you're studying biology, chemistry, and physics, there's a whole load of other people also doing that. But if you've also managed to join or start a science club at school, then that shows a little bit of extra determination, passion, and sort of flair for the subject, and that stands you in good stead. But beyond A levels, perhaps you're not studying A levels or you don't want to study A levels, then there are other options to think about. Things like International Baccalaureate, which is an international recognized course. There are BTECs, which are more vocational qualifications, and they have a much more stronger practical focus than A levels. And there are other recognized qualifications, all of which can still provide you access onto a university course. And I would advise consulting with your school teachers or counselors. Perhaps go to university open days or university representatives, course leaders, those sort of people that you can find on the website that's linked to your course for that university. And perhaps you've got other educational advisors that you can tap into, perhaps your parents or family or friends outside of school have university experience and can help you with that as well. So I mentioned your personal statement. This is where you have to make a compelling, a strong personal statement that reflects on your interests, your motivations, and what you want to do for your career once you graduate from university. But also, it needs to highlight your relevant skills, any relevant experiences and achievements that you've done, and in a way, show your passion for your chosen field of study. And of course, when you write this personal statement before you send it to the university admissions staff, then please check it, that the grammar is correct, you haven't made any spelling errors and silly mistakes like that. You'll also be asked to provide some references from your teachers or other relevant people who can provide insight to the university through their letters of recommendation on how well you study, how well you've achieved as a student, but also how well you work with other people and you work individually, and you can manage your time and succeed at what you're trying to achieve. So, in order to help teachers do that for you, you need to provide them with information and deadlines from the university um, as to what they should be writing in their letters of recommendation for you. Letters is a kind of old phrase now, isn't it? It's probably going to be an email. And of course, thank those teachers for their time and support. It takes a lot of time to write a decent letter of recommendation for a student. So you can do it. There's this also, the UCAS system. If you're applying to UK university, you have to go through UCAS and apply that way. And so the first thing you need to do is think about which university and which courses you want to apply for. You have a choice, you have a small number, I think it's up to 5 that you can choose. But do investigate the UCAS website, type UCAS into Google, and understand the current deadlines and application procedures. You'll need to gather a load of documents as well, things like your passport, transcripts, medical records, that sort of thing, and also think about your finances, things like tuition fees, costs of living, accommodation, rent, all that sort of stuff you'll have to be mindful of. But achieving your UK university dreams is very, very possible, but the key is academic excellence is really the foundation for a successful application here. And for that, you need to plan and prepare very early in your high school career for that university experience. If you've got a very specific course at a very specific university you want to go to, then the more thorough and deeper your planning and preparation needs to be. And get help from teachers, counselors, and mentors around you, because they are the best person to help you with your application. Of course, you'll need their letters of recommendation, for example. And you can do it. Believe in yourself. Pursue your academic goals, especially if you're dedicated and you persevere, you keep at it. It'll be very, very successful. And I wish you all the very best. If you've liked this film, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments in the comments box, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, thanks very much. Bye for now.